Hi everyone. So, as you guys know, today is actually my birthday. However, I do need to quickly apologize to you guys about something. I know I said I was going to do like a birthday Zeldathon that I was going to do this year. Unfortunately, though, what happened is that two things. One, the Star Fox remake for Switch 2 definitely got on my way for sure with the Zeldathon that I had planned. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still playing some Zelda. Yes, I'll be playing. I'm going to be playing a lot of Zelda this whole year anyway because it's the 40th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda anyway. So even if I don't do like a birthday Zeldathon, it's still going to go on for the whole entire year. Let me just get that out there right now. Another thing that got in my way too is that I've been playing a lot of Trails in the Sky lately. Trails in the Sky is an RPG game made by Neon Falcom, and it's definitely a great game that I've actually I'm actually really glad to play because it's just really good. And on top of all that too, I was just needing something to hold myself over until the new Star Fox comes out next month in June, which is not too far from now. It's June 25th is going to come by like very very quickly. I mean, let's just put it that way. Once June 25th comes in, a lot of us are going to be playing the new Star Fox game one way or the other. So there's really that. But Trails in the Sky, man. Trails in the Sky, it was definitely an RPG game with a lot of things that I could never really predict. There's a lot of content in the game that I'm not used to seeing. Well, it's not a Nintendo game. Let me just put that out right now. But it still feels like a Nintendo game of its own. It's funny how that works, really. It's not a Nintendo game, but it still feels like a Nintendo game as a whole. So, Trails in the Sky, yeah, I probably need to find time to do a proper review of it. One of the things I like about Trails in the Sky is the story. You have like these really cute protagonist characters. You have Estelle Bray and Joshua Bray, who's actually adopted into the family. By the way, Estelle is mainly the leader in the game, as far as I know, and Joshua is there to be like a big sister to Estelle, even though they're not really like blood related. But that's beside the point. The point I'm trying to make here is that Trails in the Sky. If you guys don't have it yet, I suggest that you get it whenever you can and just play for yourself. Especially if you're like if you have like a bunch of games that you've been playing like over and over again. If you've ever played a game too much, you feel like which in my case I have. Get Trails in the Sky, but I would suggest wait for the game to go on sale first and then get it from there, because when a game goes on sale, it's a lot better. You save yourself a lot of money for the game while enjoying all the full benefits of it too. The other two games I mentioned this in my other video already. I got Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4 on the Switch. Well, it's on my Switch too. I got the Switch 2 version of Trails in the Sky. Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4 don't have a Switch 2 edition yet, but even if it doesn't have like a Switch 2 version, I'm still okay with what I got. So I'm not really complaining. I'm not gonna be like super duper picky with graphics. Gameplay comes first, graphics are second, because, well, I mean, you want to have good graphics too, but without good gameplay, graphics don't mean anything. And a lot of people today just don't understand that. Anyway, with that being out of the way, I do want to talk about a little bit about how I feel about, in terms of like getting a lot older in this day and age, because I do feel like some things need to be pointed out. So, as of today, I've turned 36 years old. Ever since I turned 36 years ago, I've been doing like a lot of thinking back on how things used to be for me and my family when I was a kid. We've had a lot of good things. We've oh man, I was born in 1990, like literally in 1990. So at the time we had the VCRs, we had, well, the Laserdisc was were still a thing back then, and we also had Barney. If you guys grew up with Barney, you probably know who he is. Barney was definitely relevant at the time. They somehow managed to bring him back like 3 years ago. Except he's now like an animated character, which I will admit. I mean, I've seen some of the new some episodes of Barney's World. I will admit that the design did kind of grow on me a little bit, but the reality is the old Barney design is definitely gonna like have a place in my heart. Now, whether you love him or hate him, you have to understand. Barney was there in my childhood days, and Barney taught me things that well, I mean, I was a kid. And Barney really taught me a lot of things. Up until I got to Pokemon. Pokemon became a big thing in 1998, and I was my brother, sister, and I. We were definitely part of the trend. It was such a big thing at the time too. I still remember when I first watched the first episode of Ash's adventure in Pokemon. I was like, I gotta watch this whole thing. There's I'm pretty sure there's something that I cannot even miss. And I've watched Pokemon for quite a long time, up until like the third season. Well, I didn't really watch Pokemon after Misty and Brock left Ash. After their Johto journeys, I didn't really get a chance to watch the rest of Pokemon. But thankfully, Pokemon TV has what I need, so there's really that. So to summarize everything, I'm definitely, I'm definitely, really, really glad that I've come so far. I've been through like a lot of hardships in my life. Being bad, being old isn't really a bad thing. It's just that it can be hard sometimes because, for me especially, being disabled and all, it's really easy for me to miss my childhood days. But being an adult isn't bad either. It's just there are responsibilities to it. That's really it. This is Major League Gaming logging out. That'll be it for now. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.